Welcome back to my channel. Today, we explore the value of a specific coin, the top 4 most valuable Abraham Lincoln wheat penny. So, let's get started. First up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from the year 1951, without mint mark, in fine condition. This coin may look simple at first glance, but it carries history, value, and strong collector interest that many people do not realize when they find one in their pocket or old coin jar. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series started in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it quickly became one of the most loved coin designs in the United States. The 1951 wheat penny belongs to the later years of this series, just a few years before the design changed to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959. Because of this, it represents the closing chapter of a classic era in American coinage. The 1951 wheat penny without mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins made there traditionally did not carry a mint mark during that time. This year had a high production because the economy was stable and demand for small change was strong. Millions of these pennies were released into circulation and used every day by people across the country. On the front side of the coin, you see Abraham Lincoln facing right with the words "In God We Trust" along the top, Liberty on the left, and the year 1951 on the right. The design is simple but powerful, and Lincoln's portrait is one of the most recognizable images in United States coin history. The reverse side features 2 wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America with the phrase E pluribus unum above the wheat stalks. This design symbolized prosperity and agricultural strength, which was very meaningful during the early and mid-20th century. Now let us talk about condition, because condition plays a huge role in value. The coin we are discussing today is in fine condition. In fine condition, the details of Lincoln's hair and coat are still visible but show clear wear from circulation. The wheat ears on the reverse are also visible, though not sharp. The lettering remains readable and strong, but not crisp like higher-grade coins. Even though fine condition is not the highest grade, it is still very desirable to collectors, especially when the coin has even wear, natural color, and no major damage. Collectors prefer coins that look original, without heavy scratches, bends, or corrosion. The metal composition of the 1951 wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This high copper content gives the coin a warm brown color that many collectors appreciate, especially when the surface has aged naturally over decades. Now let us move to the most important question. How much is the 1951 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark worth today in fine condition? In today's market, a typical example in fine condition usually sells for around 15 cents to 50 cents, depending on eye appeal and demand. Nicer examples with strong details and clean surfaces can sometimes reach up to $1, especially when sold individually to collectors who need this date to complete a set. While this may not sound like a huge amount, it is still many times higher than face value, and remember that value can increase over time as more coins are lost, damaged, or permanently removed from circulation. Also, copper prices and collector interest continue to support the value of wheat pennies. Some collectors look closely for errors or unusual features on 1951 pennies. While major errors are rare, small die cracks, off-center strikes, or weak strikes can add extra value. However, normal circulated examples without errors are still collected for their historical importance. The 1951 no mint mark wheat penny is also popular among beginner collectors because it's affordable and easy to find in lower grades, yet still offers a connection to history. Many people start their coin collecting journey with wheat pennies, and this date often appears early in collections. Another reason this coin remains popular is nostalgia. Many people remember using wheat pennies in daily transactions during childhood or finding them in old jars or family collections. That emotional connection keeps demand strong, even for common dates. If you have a 1951 wheat penny in fine condition, the best way to protect it is to keep it in a dry place, away from moisture and chemicals. Do not clean the coin because cleaning can reduce its value. Collectors prefer original surfaces, even if they show age and wear. In conclusion, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from the year 1951 without mint mark in fine condition is not just a small copper coin, it's a piece of American history. It represents the final decade of the wheat penny era and continues to attract collectors around the world. In today's market, its value typically ranges from a few cents up to about $1 depending on condition and appearance, making it a great example of how even everyday coins can become meaningful collectibles. Next up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from 1954 with the D mint mark. This coin may look simple at first glance, but for collectors, it carries history, character, and surprising value, especially when found in good condition. And that is exactly why so many people search their old jars and collections hoping to find one. The 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny was produced during the final years of the wheat cent series, which began in 1909 and ended in 1958. This long-running design honored President Abraham Lincoln and became one of the most recognized coins ever used in everyday life by the people of the United States. By 1954, the country was in a period of growth after World War II, and millions of these pennies were struck to support a growing economy. The D mint mark on this coin tells us it was minted in Denver, which was one of the busiest mints during the wheat penny era. The Denver Mint produced a very large number of 1954 pennies, which is why many people believe they are not valuable. But value in coin collecting is not only about rarity, it is also about condition, eye appeal, and collector demand. On the front of the coin, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. His expression is calm and dignified, and above his head is the word Liberty with the date 1954 clearly visible. The D mint mark appears just below the date, and this small letter is extremely important because it separates Denver minted coins from those made in Philadelphia or San Francisco. On the reverse of the coin, we feature two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This simple design represents strength, growth, and prosperity, and it is one of the main reasons wheat pennies are so beloved by collectors around the world. Now let us talk about condition, because condition is everything when it comes to value. A 1954 D wheat penny in good condition shows clear details but also visible wear. Lincoln's face will still be recognizable, the wheat stalks will be visible, and the lettering will be readable, but the coin will have smooth areas from circulation. This is normal and expected for a coin that has been used in everyday life many decades ago. In today's market, a 1954 D wheat penny in good condition is worth more than face value, and that alone makes it exciting for new collectors. While it may not be worth thousands in this condition, it still carries real collector value and typically sells in the range of $2 to $8, depending on overall appearance, color, and demand. Coins with strong detail and natural brown color often sell at the higher end of that range. What makes this coin even more interesting is the possibility of errors and varieties. Some 1954 D wheat pennies were struck with minor mint errors, such as doubled details, off-center strikes, or planchet issues. While these are not common, finding one can increase the value significantly. Even a small error can push the price much higher than a normal example. Collectors love the 1954 D wheat penny because it represents the end of an era. It comes from the last decade of wheat cent production, and many people who grew up using these coins feel a strong sense of nostalgia when they hold one. This emotional connection plays a big role in collector demand and keeps prices steady over time. Another factor that adds value is originality. Coins that have not been cleaned or altered are always more desirable. A naturally aged wheat penny with even color and honest wear will always attract more buyers than a shiny, cleaned coin. Collectors prefer history over artificial brightness. For new collectors, the 1954 D wheat penny is a great entry coin. It's affordable, it's easy to identify, and it teaches the importance of condition, mint marks, and design details. For experienced collectors, it fills an important spot in a complete wheat cent set, especially when found in attractive condition. So, if you find a 1954 wheat penny with a D mint mark, do not ignore it. Take a closer look, examine the details, check the surfaces, and consider its condition. Even in good condition, this coin holds value, history, and collector appeal, and that's what makes it special. Coins like this remind us that even small, everyday objects can become valuable pieces of history with the right knowledge and attention. Thanks for watching, and keep checking your change, because you never know what valuable coin might be hiding in plain sight. Next up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from 1940 without mint mark, in good condition. This coin may look simple at first glance, but its history, demand, condition, and collector appeal make it an important piece in the coin market even today. Many people have this penny in old jars, drawers, or inherited collections without realizing its true value. So stay with me as we explore why this coin matters, how it was made, what collectors look for, and how much it can be worth in today's market. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny belongs to the classic wheat cents series that was produced from 1909 to 1958. This series was created to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular issue American coin to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure. The design quickly became one of the most loved in United States coinage and remains a favorite among collectors around the world. The obverse of the coin shows a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's face is strong and detailed, with clear facial features and a calm expression. Above the portrait is the word Liberty, and to the left is the date 1940. On coins without mint mark, the absence of a letter under the date tells us this penny was struck at the Maine Mint facility, which produced the largest number of coins that year. The reverse side features two wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the phrase E pluribus unum across the top. This simple yet elegant design represents agricultural strength and national unity during a time when the country was preparing for major global change, as 1940 was just 1 year before the United States entered the Second World War. The historical background of the 1940 wheat penny adds to its appeal. This was a time when the nation was slowly recovering from the Great Depression, industries were growing, and the demand for small change in daily commerce was very high. Millions of pennies were produced and circulated heavily, which is why finding examples today in higher condition can be more challenging than many people expect. A 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark was made from 95% copper and 5% tin in zinc, giving it that classic warm brown tone. Over time, depending on how it was stored and circulated, the color can range from light brown to deep chocolate tones. Collectors often prefer coins that retain strong original color without heavy corrosion or damage. Now, let us talk about what good condition really means in the coin collecting world. A coin graded as good shows heavy wear from circulation, but the main design elements are still visible. On the obverse, Lincoln's outline is worn but recognizable. The date and the word Liberty are readable, although not sharp. On the reverse, the wheat ears are flat with little detail, but the lettering remains clear. This level of condition tells a story of a coin that worked hard in everyday life. Even in good condition, a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark still holds collector value because it completes sets. Many collectors aim to build full year-by-year wheat penny collections, and every date matters. This steady demand keeps the market active for coins like this. Collectors also look closely for any unusual features, such as minor errors, die cracks, or off-center strikes. While major errors are rare for this date, even small minting quirks can increase interest and value slightly if confirmed as genuine. However, condition, originality, and authenticity are far more important than minor imperfections. Another important factor in value is surface quality. Coins that have been cleaned, scratched, or damaged lose a significant portion of their appeal to collectors. A naturally worn coin with honest circulation marks is far more desirable than one that has been polished or altered. Original surfaces always matter. So, what is the value of a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark in good condition? In today's market, values can change over time based on demand and metal prices, but generally, a coin in good condition can be worth between $1 and $3, depending on overall eye appeal, color, and market interest. Coins with nicer color and even wear tend to sell at the higher end of this range. While this may not sound like a fortune, remember that this value is many times higher than face value, and millions of people still overlook these coins every day. Upgrading to better condition, such as very fine or extra fine, can raise the value significantly, which is why condition is so important. For new collectors, this accent is an excellent starting point. It's affordable, historically important, and easy to find, yet still rewarding to study. For experienced collectors, it remains a key piece in completing traditional wheat cent collections. If you have a 1940 Lincoln wheat penny without mint mark, take a close look at it. Examine the details, the color, and the overall wear. Store it properly in a dry, safe place and avoid cleaning it. Even gentle cleaning can permanently reduce its value. Coins like this remind us that everyday objects can carry history, art, and value across generations. The 1940 Lincoln wheat penny is not just a small piece of copper, it's a symbol of American resilience, tradition, and craftsmanship. Next up, the Abraham Lincoln wheat penny from 1924 with no mint mark and a deep black color shade condition. This coin looks simple at first glance, but its story, history, and value can surprise many collectors and viewers who think old pennies are always common and cheap. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it was the first regular issue coin to feature a real person on the front. The 1924 wheat penny was struck during a time when the United States economy was still adjusting after World War I, and everyday coins like this one were used heavily in daily life for food, travel, and basic needs, which explains why many surviving examples show strong wear and dark surface colors. A 1924 wheat penny without a mint mark was produced at the main United States Mint facility, and millions were made that year, which means the date itself is not rare, but condition, color, and surface appearance can completely change how collectors see the coin, especially when it comes to unusual black color shades that develop over decades. On the front of the coin, you see Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word Liberty on the left and the date 1924 on the right. The design is strong and bold, even on worn coins, and Lincoln's face is one of the most recognizable images in coin collecting history. On the back, you see two wheat ears framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This simple design is why the coin is called a wheat penny. Now, let us talk about the black color shade condition, because this is what makes many people curious. A black or very dark wheat penny usually develops from long-term exposure to moisture, soil, heat, smoke, or certain chemical reactions over many years. Some coins were stored in damp environments. Others were buried or exposed to fire, smoke, or industrial pollution. This dark appearance is often called environmental damage, but collectors still examine these coins closely, especially if details are strong and the coin has a natural aged look. In most cases, a black color wheat penny is not considered mint condition, but that does not mean it has no value. Collectors who focus on unusual tones and extreme aging still buy these coins, especially when the date is clear and the wheat lines are visible. A natural black surface that formed over many decades is more acceptable than artificial cleaning or repainting, which collectors strongly avoid. The 1924 no mint mark wheat penny in black color shade usually falls into the circulated category, and value depends on how much detail remains. If Lincoln's face is still outlined and the wheat ears are visible, the coin can still attract interest in today's market. Heavily worn or damaged examples may be valued lower, while stronger detailed coins can sell for more. In today's coin market, a 1924 wheat penny with no mint mark and a natural black color shade condition can be valued around $5 to $25, depending on eye appeal, surface stability, and overall detail. Coins with smoother wear and readable features tend to be at the higher end of that range, while rough or heavily corroded pieces usually fall closer to the lower end. Collectors always look for originality and honesty in a coin, even when the color is dark or unusual. A naturally aged black wheat penny tells a story of circulation history and survival through time, and that story itself adds interest for many collectors who enjoy coins with character rather than perfect shine. Another important thing to understand is that black color alone does not make a coin rare. Value comes from date, mint mark, condition, and collector demand. The 1924 wheat penny with no mint mark and a natural black color shade condition becomes more desirable when it has a solid strike, readable lettering, and a stable surface that is not flaking or crumbling. If you find one of these coins in old jars, drawers, or inherited collections, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. Instead, keep it dry, handle it by the edges, and store it safely while you learn more about its condition and potential worth. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series remains one of the most collected coin series in the world because it connects everyday history with real people, real spending, and real stories. Each coin passed through countless hands, and the 1924 black color wheat penny is a perfect example of how even common dates can become interesting when time leaves its mark. So the next time you see a dark old penny, don't ignore it. Take a closer look because that small coin might carry decades of history and a surprising value in today's market. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more coin collecting content. See you next time. Happy collecting!